Posting a lot about this, but I'm really excited because I feel very accomplished and like proud of myself because I have made my first book, Ambrosia's book of Witchflight. So, yay, I'm excited about that. This book has really been a passion project of mine, and it really was birthed and started in October of 2022. Co-written by a familiar spirit of mine. Now, this book is all about witchflight. So astral travel, astral projection, traveling the other world. That's what this book is about. Now, there's definitely literature out there to help learn astral projection or witchflight. This book includes some of my tips, but it's not so much like a proper educational tome as it is more like my personal diary and gnosis of traveling the other world. There's a lot of books out there where you can pick up and you can learn how to pull your spirit from your body. There's not a lot of books out there about people's like actual working gnosis of doing so. And that's kind of what inspired me to write the book. It's kind of like 3 books all in one. The first chunk of it is about witchflight and what it is, and then some diary entries of my experiences, and also detailing the different realms that are attached to the other world, the Hollowed Woods. Along with the realms, there's also the kingdoms of Asalia, Grydell, Dokar, and Mitney. And so you have all of that there. There's a little bit in there about the witches' Sabbath, which for those of you traditional witches, you might be already familiar with that. And so I have some gnosis from like my own experiences at the witches' Sabbath in the other world, along with my dear brother in the craft who wrote an amazing passage that I was given permission to include within this book. So that's kind of the first chunk of the book. The next chunk of the book is my Liber Spiritus, or my Book of Spirits. So this is 86 spirits. These spirits are spirits that are familiar spirits of mine, or that I've worked with, or maybe I am not familiar with them, but I have met them in the other world. We're just not working partners. And some of them are spirits I've only heard whispers of in the other world. But it's 86 spirits kind of styled grimoire-like. So there's correspondences to all of these spirits, like their virtue, their element, their attributes, very similar to grimoires. So that's my Book of Spirits. There are definitely plenty of other spirits in the other world. This is not a complete list, but this is my Book of Spirits because this is Ambrosia's Book of Witchflight. So it's all really coming from my own gnosis, my own real, tangible practice and work. And then the last part of the book is a bunch of recipes and invocations and tarot spreads for connecting with the witch council and receiving guidance and wisdom, and a ritual for calling the powers and ripping apart worlds. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I hope that if you check it out, you let me know. It's available on Amazon. Right now, that's where you can get it. Also, I am planning to do an extended Codex, and so I'm taking submissions from people who would like to be part of that project, but I'm probably gonna make another video regarding that. So yeah, blessed be. Okay, so this is part 2 to a video I just made talking about my newly released book, Ambrosia's Book of Witchflight, which is all about ripping your spirit from your body and traveling the other worlds. Now, I'm already planning my next book, and what I want to do for that is to do an extended version of the Liber Spiritus, or my spirit codex that's in this book. So there's 86 spirits that are listed within the codex, and they're broken down in a grimoire sort of fashion. So there's an element and like attributes and a virtue and all that. I definitely want to extend those attributes, but I was limited on how much I could really do with the codex because it was part of another book. So my editor suggested to me that I should make it its own book entirely, which I totally want to do. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. There's 86 spirits. And these 86 spirits, some of them are familiars of mine. Some of the spirits are just spirits I've met, but we're not necessarily like working partners. And some of the spirits are spirits that I've only heard of or seen in the other world. So I thought it would be kind of fun to extend an open invitation to any hedge riders or witches, magicians, what have you, anyone who might be interested in sending in submissions or entries of your experience with the spirits in the Codex, with the kingdoms of Asalia, Grydeld, or Dokar, or Mitni, or your ventures in the other world. So based upon Ambrosia's Book of Witchflight, I'm looking for people to add nuance to these spirits, because I'm definitely going to include my own bit of gnosis for each of the 86 spirits in the Codex. But I think it would be really cool and very much like world building if there was a whole group of witches that were experiencing these similar spirits to add complexity to them. Because while there might be a spirit that I don't necessarily get along with, that could just be because me, like who I am as a witch, like maybe I'm not the right fit for that spirit, maybe that spirit isn't the right fit for me. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that spirit might not still be beneficial to another practitioner. I think when it comes to UPG as well, which my book is very much a work of UPG, I think it's cool when different witches are having similar experiences, you know, in different geographical locations. I think that kind of really speaks to the testimony of Witchflight and how real the other world really is. So if you are interested in being part of this project, I would love to hear what you think of the book, but also what you think of some of these spirits. So if you go to my link tree, there'll be a link for submissions. We are accepting the submissions now until January 31st. So there's no rush either. The minimum word count is 35 words. The maximum word count is 750 words. And yeah, if your submission is accepted, you'll receive an email and we will let you know. All of the details, though, are in that link. So if you go to my link tree and you click on that, you should find all of the information there. Feel free to message me on Instagram, Jasmine_Ambrosia. If you want to get a hold of me, that's the best way, because I really hardly ever check my inbox here on TikTok. I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm really excited for this next step in this whole project. And I think Vittoria Maria very much is going to be excited as well. And maybe she'll be my next co-author for this portion as well. Yeah, blessed be.